What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And yeah, so we've done a lot of work without showing you. Kind of been following Tony's lead and just we've been doing stuff and not keeping you updated.
Yeah, following his lead. Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway.
wiring mess.
Yeah, so
on the short bed. Yeah, so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of backstory. So we got the cam swap done, did everything, and then went to tune it, and it had an acceptable-ish tune on there and was just learning and everything, but then went to go and flash it again and locked us out of the PCM. So tried a different PCM, locked us out of that one too. So
then we threw it on a bench tuner.
Yeah, then threw it on a bench tuner and nothing was
working.
work. So we were completely locked out of it.
Yeah.
But
wasted credits, wasted PCMs.
Yeah.
Typically, we don't like to give up. We like to at least figure out what was going on.
But the only answers that we could get from customer service, not gonna slander them at all because they're a big name company and they actually tried to help a little bit, but nothing was able to work out. But they were just saying that it was BCM connectivity issues, even though it was on the bench tuner, and that's what it was saying.
Bench tuners don't have BCM.
Yeah, bench tuners only have the ECM. So, short story short.
Long story short.
Yeah, long story short.
Very long story.
The single cab short bed got a huge upgrade, and well, you can't really tell what it is. It kind of just looks like wires.
I made a freaking awesome standalone.
No.
You know, this is my hands up.
No.
That's my hands
FiTech. FiTech made an awesome.
FiTech. I actually figured out it's called FiTech.
Yeah, FiTech makes an awesome standalone for the LS. I mean, they're more known for their EFI on like carburetors, systems like that. But went with FiTech for a standalone on this because going to be making boosts shortly.
Well, I mean, you also got to think that Holly is a huge name and everyone's been using it, but we ended up seeing this FiTech
and started talking with a couple of guys over there and decided to go this route. So
it comes with a 3-bar map.
Yeah, 3-bar map. So
it's ready to throw down as far
once
as
the turbo goes on this, it'll be able to handle that. It'll self-tune, set that, because it comes with not one, but 2 wide bands.
Yeah.
So right now we've already gotten the stock.
I mean, just I know we didn't get to show them, but I mean, like this kit's like, I mean, it's really laid out and everything's labeled.
Yeah, if you see like
even
this,
the wideband,
like the alternators labeled, like
even
everything.
the wideband, you have a choice. You have an option to clamp on these heavy-duty bung flanges, or you can weld them on, of course. But I mean, they're heavy duty. Comes with like this thick moldable gasket. But we went ahead and did the clamp on option only because this is literally
for a month or two until it gets turboed,
and then it'll be, the exhaust will be, a little
over there,
a little bit of a hole possibly over in that little area.
Yeah, wide bands are gonna be over there. So shout out to them.
Give them what it looks like though, so far. I mean, like, it's freaking
huge
tight.
Thanks to them. But yeah, the loom.
I mean,
the loom is legit. Like, it's not your standard plastic. It's the thermal loom.
I mean, it's just nice, and everything is just, it's cool. Ran very neat.
But other than that, the only other things that this has got, just because it's been sitting, is got some junkyard LS1 type fans. LS1 type fans. This kit only came with EV1 and EV6 injectors.
But it came with 2 different choices.
So the EV1 or the EV6s didn't have any EV1 injectors laying around and didn't want to run any adapters on the harness, so just went with some 50-pounders I had laying around, put those in. That way it would just go straight to the harness.
This over here taps into the
fuel.
Walbro.
Yeah, we still gotta get that done.
Yeah, so it just taps into that. It's relayed.
The fuel pump, but
it's too easy.
Yeah, guys, we've been rambling on. We're gonna get some more work done on this, and then come back, show you how it is done, and hey, do some little tips and tricks. But other than that, we'll be back in a second. All right, guys. So one of the biggest things for this FiTech system is this throttle body. and that's because this has to go to a cable throttle body right here, which is like a lot cooler, isn't it, bud?
Yeah.
Instead of a drive-by wire. So had to go scavenge around at the local pick-apart.
It's always a great time at the
They always love us too. But yeah, so I had to go there, get one of these throttle bodies, get the cable, get a new pedal.
Yeah, the whole freaking cable.
Yeah, and because this is a speed density system, basically, had to get an intake air temp sensor, which we'll probably just put in somewhere up there.
Well, intake air temperature?
Yeah, unless Tony has a great idea.
My thought process on this was, okay, this is being utilized to an extent, but it doesn't have a sensor anymore.
That's true. I mean, we could put her there.
But then you'd have to cap this line off, wouldn't you?
I mean, that's the evap line, so...
Where does it go to?
Back to the tank. So, I mean, it is what it is. We'll have to play around with that because we still got to put an evap sensor in. But right now, we're mainly focusing on getting everything else plugged in. Got to put that map sensor on there. Get that tightened down. Just connect everything else then. And then should be fine. I mean, this was a steal at the pick-apart, wasn't it?
Dude, that thing was filthy.
Sensors and everything for $30.
God dang. Yeah, this has been an interesting freaking time crunch.
Yeah. So we're...
Try your best to stick with us. We've already broken stuff that didn't need to be broken.
We have. Yeah. So we'll be back.
What's going on, guys? We are back on day 2 out here early in the morning. Like I said, we are on a time crunch, and we just ran into more issues. Got him over here doing some research. But, so, getting this finished up, we're almost there. There's like 3 portions left on this harness. One of those being 2 of these eyelets needed to go on the starter. It made sense until we dug into it, I guess, so it made sense when we didn't know anything about it. It wants a constant power to this red wire. It wants us to put it on the starter where it could just get plugged into the 12 volt and have constant from the battery. So there's that. It was a little weird, didn't understand it. Then the trigger wire from the stock harness that went onto the starter that says, hey, start cranking, it is completely non-existent now. That this new harness didn't come with one. We just got off the phone with FiTech, and they apparently want you to make your own trigger wire and splice into your own ignition. It wasn't stated anywhere in the instructions. It was just hidden until we called about it. And then the next thing is undoing the stock harness. You're unplugging all your AC components. Your compressor, your condenser, all of it. So asked that question. I said, hey, it wasn't stated in anything that we've read, the details, description, whatever. Since we've unplugged all this, will we not have air conditioning? He confirmed, and he said, yeah, I suppose that you probably wouldn't. It wasn't really confirming. So yeah, no air conditioning, and this streetable standalone harness. Supposed to be, streetable, plug and play. It'll self-tune, yada yada yada. So yeah, now we've got to splice into the ignition. Got to look up diagrams, pull the column apart. So yeah, stick with us because we're not giving up, guys. After some long, dreaded working, we are finally to a good point. This is what it's looking like so far. General areas of where this stuff's going to be mounted. Computer, its fuse box it comes with. This fuse box is still intact. However, this whole center section is where the block underneath used to be for the ECM connections. So that's taken out. As you can see, it is a jumbled up mess right there. We got it fitted with this nice temporary cold air intake. It's looking really nice. Cable throttle body with this system. You have to switch over to that, which made us get an IAT sensor. We fit it in there. Comes with a 3-bar map sensor back there. This harness is kind of just laid upon right now. However, look at all this freaking extra room. Gonna move this over to here because this will be boosted eventually. Speaking of that, UPS just dropped off the massive intercooler, same one that I'm running. But other than that, we just did a quick fire. It fired immediately, so we're getting everything hooked up.
Gonna make cool power.
That's not explaining it. The drive-by-wire throttle body, guys, doesn't have any of the plugins FiTech wants.
It doesn't have the IAT, it doesn't have the IAC, it doesn't have the throttle position sensor, so had to switch to this throttle body. Gonna have to make some bracketry to make the cable. Did I even say that word right? Bracketry?
I forgot all about that.
So we still have to go and make that cable work and put the new pedal in that. So
drill more holes.
but that test crank went good, but we're trying to get everything buttoned up before actually go and crankily dankily and get some tuning in on it. But yeah, it's like lunchtime, so
Yeah, we gotta go re-energize.
Alibaba. All right, guys, nearing completion, maybe, hopefully. Did we tell them about the test fire?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it did test fire. Really weird. But right now, still working throttle cable. Got that ran. Got the pedal mocked up, so it uses the same bracket. Excuse the mess in here, but it's just never gonna go all the way down to the floor right now. Oh, I did?
No bracket.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing stuff to make this throttle work, and then after that it should just be getting the fans done, fixing a couple of my mistakes, and then should just be tuning and cleanup. It's a couple days later. Got the FiTech wrapped up, or so we think. Still needs driven quite a bit more to get it used to everything, but here the little area is. Just mocked up a little cold air intake just for giggles, you know. Computer's over here, just gotta mount a little bit better. Fan relays.
Yeah, but you're gonna order that fan relay.
Yeah.
But that was really neat wiring those up. I've never wired the electric fans.
Yeah.
That
definitely
actually worked
fun.
out pretty cool.
But like, yeah, this harness, I like it. It's really well built. We just had kind of messed up on some stuff, so we had to fix that. But other than that,
Yeah, so basically a heads up is don't go. I'm not gonna say don't go, but we along with other people found out that you end up running into issues if you put the main power wires to the starter like the instructions say. It's best to just bring them straight to an actual 12 volt source, such as a battery,
12 volt constant.
Well, it's all 12 volt constant. But yeah, and another hard part on this was a switched power, 12 volt constant, or
Yeah.
not 12 volt constant, but 12 volt when it's
Switch.
switched on
and when it's cranking.
That was pretty complicated, but we can show you what we did for that. Pretty simple.
Yeah, so I mean the truck's still kind of in pieces right now. I mean there are
the
a couple,
interior-wise.
interior wise. I mean, but other than this, and then the only other thing was switching it to the cable throttle body.
Yeah, we need to take that off next. I think it looks presentable.
Yeah, and more functional.
But yeah, like where we left off last time when we originally put this in, there's a couple things that kind of bugged us that weren't stated in any of the instructions. But we can show you what we did for that. Pretty simple, even though we wish we didn't have to do it, mainly because we didn't expect to have to do it.
And that's the thing too, like especially FiTech. I mean, the questions that we had, we just hit them up on social media or called their customer service. I mean, if they didn't know the answer, they found out the answer pretty quick on the call. Didn't put you on hold and make you wait 3 hours.
And they're pretty, they're more like persons instead of like, like automated like weirdos, I guess you could say.
But other than that, you want to give them a quick little fiver up?
Well, let's show them real quick what we did for that. That was a little bit of a pain in the butt. And then we are going to switch these over to solder. These were just the splice.
Yeah, these are just spliced in real quick because we didn't know what was going to work.
Let's on this ignition switch.
Yeah.
that key on, it's labeled key. We found it's best to run it to the pink wire.
And this is a 2003
Yeah.
Silverado.
And then this yellow wire is the starter. We ran just a hard wire, spliced it into there, ran straight to the trigger wire on the starter. So when this ignition gets switched over, fires it up.
Yeah, and then other than that, here's the handhold that you do all your tuning off of. We'll go ahead and give it a fire up real quick if you want to get that cold start.
Did they know that we cut the cats out?
Oh, no.
Oh, we put test pipes in to see if the cats were causing issues. Yeah, that's what we did. So those, it's pretty loud. We got the widebands in, but yeah, here we go. And this exhaust will be switched up pretty soon once we go boosted. So this is all temporary. So yeah, good to go.
Yeah, and this is just how the handheld works. I'm just on the dashboard, just looking at stuff. You can tell it's still learning right now. That's why it's kind of doing some hard starts, etc., etc.
And the idle's still set pretty high to get it to learn, I guess, easier and better.
Yeah, so like it's just cold idle right now still until it reaches up a little bit higher. So it's 900s, but it'll drop down. But yeah, having a higher idle will make
with
it
this
learn.
you can even like the fans, you're able to switch when your fan 1 comes on, your fan 2 comes on. I mean, this is all the stuff that you can still tune.
Yeah, this is just monitoring, and then just going down here, here's the initial setup. So you set up all of that first, what you want your idle to be at. I set the idle up a little bit higher just because I wanted it to learn faster, learn better. Your fan and AC setup, and then your engine setup. The engine setup, you basically just tell them what size your motor is, how aggressive your cam is, your rev limit RPM, your idle RPM when warm, and then your crank position, whether it's a 24 or a 58 reluctor, and then that's all with that. And then you have your
Well, you can even tune the transmission though.
yeah. But that was just the initial setup.
Oh, okay.
And then this is the like hard calibrations. So like the AFR target for like idle, that RPM at that KPA.
So it goes pretty in depth.
Yeah, you can, and you can still hook it up to a computer and it'll show it a lot easier than this. And on graphs, I just haven't been able to do that yet just because it's learning. So didn't want to mess with it that much. And then like there's fuel cut control. Here's the transmission tuning side of it too. So yeah, definitely nice little unit.
What's it idling at now?
Just around like 800-ish.
So not bad, guys. I don't know, we're pretty pleased with it so far.
Yeah, definitely.
We're excited to see what it does with boost.
Yeah, definitely. And then should we just end the video here? I mean, we can show them some excitement later on.
Oh yeah, some excitement. All right.
But hey guys, thanks for watching. If you could just hit that thumbs up. Let me kill this real quick just so it's not as loud. But if you can just hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, leaving a comment on this, whether you would run this or the Holly, you know, just based off of your opinion after seeing everything. But to us, it's too simple. This is a nice little setup. Tony might want to get one for his, so
yeah,
FiTech, hit us up.
Yeah, FiTech, hit us up. Hit your boys up. We love deal.
But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. And
I guess we'll be updating.
Yeah, we'll
as
be
we
back
go.
soon because this should start rolling.
Yeah.
Especially because all the parts for the turbo basically are
We'll
in.
see how it advances with. We'll see how
Yeah.
it works with the boost, the nitrous, the.
Night.
Wait a minute.
All right, guys, we'll see you.